Okay, ladies, good evening. Honey Bun, let's jump on into this. I was on Instagram. I'm going to link the link down below. And it was this guy, he made a post about Alicia Keys and her husband, Swiss. You know, allegedly, somebody has said that he's made a love child. This is my question too. What's a love child? Does it mean that a man has more love for a child with another woman? I meant to look that up. I heard I heard of a love child from back in the day, but I don't remember. Somebody tell me that real quick. Do y'all know what's a love child? You don't think it's true? Yeah, child, I don't know. But this is my thing with it. So let me go into this. So the man, I'm it's an Instagram link, so I'm gonna link it down below after the video was up. He was saying, that Alicia Keys took her husband from his first wife, woman, and all that good stuff. No, a love child is a child born out out of love between two people. Well, why they call it a love child? Let me make sure I read this right. Hold on. She said no. A love child is a child born out of love between two people. So like two people having sex and and a woman get pregnant. A child made out of lustful connection. A love child is when you really love the person you made it with. So that's what I was thinking. Outside of marriage. Child, I don't know. It's an outside child regardless. I don't know either, child. I'm not even gonna lie. I remember that term from back in the day, but I don't remember like what it mean. Like I remember hearing it amongst my elders and stuff like that when they used to be talking about, family business and stuff. And I used to be eavesdropping. Okay, so yeah, so y'all, let me tell you this, girl. Now the man sitting up here talking about Alicia Keys, he was saying, well, y'all, is Alicia Keys getting karma for taking Swiss from his first wife? And people were saying that a woman can't take a man from another woman. I agree with that. I agree with that because I feel like once people are where they want to be, I don't care what the situation is, what the dynamics are, they are where they want to be. If it's toxic, if it's evil, if it's corrupt, if it's abusive, if it's lustful, if it's love, if it's I'm in love, if it's money, they want to be there. When people don't want to be somewhere, they're not there, period. So I just feel that. Now, I do think this right here. I do think this. A man cannot cheat on every woman. And this is why I say that. Because every woman is not going to stand by a man that's cheating on her. Every woman is not going to. Every woman is not going to settle and stand for a man just running around sorting his royal oats, putting her health at risk, her mind at risk, her life at risk, her body at risk, her just her life in general. Every woman don't rock like that. I know we live in a time that we see a lot about side pieces and mistresses and stuff like that. And everybody excuse me, everybody always faults the woman, always blames the woman, always comes for the woman. But yet just think about it. And today, in leadership, people want to say that men are the ultimate leaders, and I'm not going to really refute that, but I will say here's my curve or my comma with it. If men are so much of a leader, why do so many married men have outside children? And I'm one of them. In case I ain't never told, I've said that before, I'm certain. Why you men want so much respect, but they do some of the most disrespectful things. Men are so undisciplined. And men are spiritually desensitized. There are so many men that do not know how to choose mates. They can't even choose who not to sleep with. They're too undisciplined. And I personally believe that men are way more passive and gullible than women. I wholeheartedly believe that everybody looks at the woman because the woman carries the child or the title. You know, she has the child, so therefore, quote unquote, it looks as if she has the embarrassment. But what about that man? If he was such a good man, if he was so solid, if he was so strong, if he respected his damn self, he would have not put his semen in another woman, knowing he was in a marriage. People, I swear. Oh, y'all, by the way, let me tell you something, girls. After that food I ate, my lunch, on my lunch break, child, I fell asleep and took a nap. I woke up feeling messy. I was going to do some, nosy readings, but I just went to scrolling on social media, Instagram, and saw that. And that always stays with me. That's a conversation that my dad and I had. It actually was one of our first biggest arguments, and where he, considered me as being disrespectful, because I told him, you had no business with my mama. Number one, she was too young. You were a full grown man. She was too young. And you were married. Me, I don't rock with stuff like that. They always want to make the woman out to be the home wrecker. Well, what the hell is the man? He stood at that altar. He stood before that judge. He stood before God and that woman, period, and lied and said that he was or was going to be something that his ass is not. Number one, honest. Number two, loyal. Number three, respectful. Number four, faithful. Men go out here and be cheating. They don't use no rubbers. Every woman don't stand for that. And then y'all, I don't know if y'all noticed this. Um, I don't know if y'all noticed this, but sister wives are on the rise. I get women hitting on me to sleep with them and their boyfriends or husbands. And then they be getting mad when these men have these multiple children on the outside. Now they call love child. Where I come from, they call them bastards. That's what they call me and my brother, honey. Yeah, but you look at the man. And then that same man, you want us to respect him. He be in the pulpit. All these men in pulpit have these secret wives, mistresses, girlfriends, and now boyfriends, secret children. These men with money, they have so many hidden parts to their life. They live with no integrity. Mm-mm. So, when he was saying that, I did write a little comment, but I deleted because I was like, it was from my business page, so I was like, I don't like going back and forth with people from my AEL channel. So my thing to him was this. Why is the woman always considered to be a home wrecker? If that man regarded his house that he lived in with his wife or his girlfriend, but in this case it was, his wife. If he regarded his house to be a home, he wouldn't have risked breaking it, even if he cheated. Because a cheater is a cheater, whether they married or single. If a man gonna cheat, he gonna cheat. It's only up to you if you stick around with him while he cheating. Period. Same thing with a woman. If a woman gonna cheat, she gonna cheat. It's up to you if you stick around with her while she doing it. But my thing to him was, why did he not break the home? He went outside. He made that child. Yep, yeah. People stay in relationships because they want to. I don't even believe. I'm gonna be honest with y'all, and I'm just gonna keep it a book. I'm not really one personally. I don't believe in that whole thing with witchcraft, but so much black magic, because people are weak minded. People want to be with other people. They want things to work for multiple reasons, and most of the time, it's not love. Now, let's go back to two people being in what's supposed to be a monogamous relationship, whether it's a marriage, whether it's dating, living together, but two people in a relationship, a man and a woman, and that man decides to go out and cheat. First thing, I was always told, if your man go out and cheat, He should not want to bring any kind of trouble to that household. The street should never talk for him. First of all, these men cheat and then they so tacky. They so careless. They tell their friends, they tell family members, and they take the woman or women around people as if they're right. And then they don't even have their household intact. But they want to call the woman the home wrecker. I be like, man, come on, make this stuff make sense, boo. Yep. And I'm saying to myself, okay, he made a love child because he regarded the child as a love child. I said, well, dang, he must have really loved that woman. That's why I came over here to ask y'all what's a love child. I'm saying, okay, so he made a child with a woman that he really loves. Okay, so why are you not over there with her? I'm gonna tell you right now, I believe in divorce 2,000%, 200,000%, 2,000,000%. If I was married and my husband was having an affair, I'd rather he divorce my black ass. Go over there and be where you want to be. Whatever I don't do for you, whatever I don't give to you, however I don't satisfy you, go over there. Let's just go separate ways. That's just me. I'd rather a man just go be where you want to be. And I'm gonna tell you something. I don't understand how women, oh my God, y'all, ladies. I saw something on Facebook the other day. My friend girl had sent me, and I was like blown. This lady, I think it's old though. This lady was seeing this man for like 2 years. She knew he had a girlfriend. Girl, the man had then proposed to the girlfriend, prepared the wedding. He came and screwed her the night before he got married. When she found out he was getting married, she found out like 3 days before. She showed up at the woman's wedding saying, really, I forgot the man's name. Really, Charles, let's say John Doe. Really, John Doe, this is what you gonna do. That's why I can't, you got to be careful with that because that's hurtful. He married the other woman, but was screwing her for 2 years. But she knew he had a girlfriend. That comes with that lifestyle. That comes with that territory. I think his name was Anthony too. Yep. I think his name was Anthony. Girl, the lady showed up at that John Brown wedding. I swear for God, and I would not exchange vows. And if we had exchanged vows and rings, I would have asked for a divorce or an annulment in that same moment. I just don't believe in that. If you gotta cheat, don't be together. If you want to see multiple people, don't give somebody any kind of title. And see, let me tell you something. Women think it's a good thing when their man chooses them because they're the good woman or the pretty woman, the successful woman, the attractive woman, the trophy wife, but he got plenty of holes and different area codes. They think that makes is cute. He married to you, but he going out sleeping with somebody else. Everything she deal with coming right back to you. Uh-uh. Yeah, I think I don't think they put enough emphasis on men being undisciplined. Because why would you, number one, if you are in a marriage or a relationship, just in general, and you go outside and get you some extra, you got in-house pussy, and you going out being greedy, getting you some new pussy or some old pussy, and you ain't gonna use no rubber. First of all, women on an all-time high of cheating. Now let's be honest, ladies. Women cheating too. And we being cheating back. There is no need to sit up here and lie about that. Women do not remain faithful to somebody who's been unfaithful to them. Now y'all know I ain't lying about that. We're not doing that. So why would two cheaters stay together? It's gonna be trouble. Trouble is gonna come from that one way or another. Trouble is going to come one way or another. Exactly. I totally agree. These women, you know what? I'm gonna tell y'all something. I have always felt this, and I firmly stand by this. I think in some situations, if not most of them, when you find out that your boyfriend or your husband is cheating, you're the one that's supposed to leave him. You expect for that woman that he's sleeping with on the side. A lot of times women don't even know that these men are married. People don't even wear their damn wedding bands no more. You feel me? And wives, that's why so many wives are into that sister wife stuff. I think that's why that little thing is on the rise, sister wives, because women are, what they think they're playing smart. They're playing their game smarter. Well, I'm gonna give him what he want, but he's still gonna take care of me. He pay most of the bills, or he pays all the bills. I'm not gonna lose him to some other woman. I'll take the L, honey. Give me the loss. I'll stay single. I will stay single. Yep. And these women that be stalking you, let me tell you what I hate. And my friend girl told me to stop saying the word hate, but I do. I hate it. I hate when another woman stalks a woman who didn't know about her. If if two women are seeing the same man, one woman thinks he's single, he's available. The other woman, finds out about the woman that thought he was single. And if that single woman chooses herself and go on her own life journey with, discovering life, dating other people, but that woman still stalks her, I hate that. I hate that. A lot of women was not raised right. I'm just going to be honest. That's how I feel anyway. That's my opinion. They weren't raised right. Why you gonna stalk somebody who ain't knew nothing about you? And then I'm gonna tell you something else I hate as well. I hate it. I'm not gonna lie. I effing hate it. Two women, for example, a married man out here, messing around with multiple women. So he got a few side pieces on the side, and the side pieces find out about each other. Then they find out about a wife, or one or two side pieces knew he was married, but another side piece didn't. And the side pieces, want to gang stalk the one who didn't know. What the hell kind of sense that make? Where they get that stuff from, Bo? That is just, I hate that. I can't stand women like that. You should have locked her ass up. I think y'all wives that get stalked and harassed, get the proof of it. Lock their ass up. But also, just remember, your husband broke that vow. Respectfully saying, sis, your husband broke that vow. A woman that was seeing your husband was seeing her. His ass was trifling. He didn't think enough of himself. You don't even look at you because it ain't about you. He wasn't shit to himself to go out and get with a woman outside of y'all marriage and then look at her ass stalking you. Put his ass on blast too. Yep. I think women need to hold their husbands accountable a whole lot more. But yeah, that's my little spiel for the night off of Instagram. You know what? I'm 45, love bug, and I'm still single. I've never been married. I've been proposed to two times, and I'm not gonna lie. The two times that I was proposed to, I was very young. Um, I don't know why the two people asked me to marry. I don't know why, child. I don't know why. But anyway, I'm unmarried as well. Never been married. I hate to say this, but no, I don't. I'm lying. But child, a lot of these married people got hell in their life. I'm gonna tell you the married people that got peace. It's the ones that you don't know that's married. It's the one that you don't see posting on social media. It's the marriages that you don't see that really have peace, that have loyalty, that have monogamy, that have trust. Those are the marriages. You don't see them. Now we see a bunch of pictures of people living good, and the internet make you think everybody rich, wealthy, dealing with a wealthy man, a rich woman. Hell no. A lot of people out here still struggling. Some of us as well. They making payment arrangements just like we are. But it's the people that are at that point in their life and probably have always been in their marriage. You don't see them posting. You don't see, and you may even suspect if they're with somebody. See, some people think, oh no, he trying to hide her. Oh no, she trying to hide him. No. See, some people know this internet is toxic. Some people know this internet is toxic as hell. And guess what? Guess what else? When people know that you're married or in a relationship and happy and at peace, that's when they begin to attack it. That's when they begin to attack it. I think it's the marriages that you don't see on social media. Those are the some of the happiest marriages. And I know some people, post their spouse and their relationship. This one lady, excuse me, on TikTok, she made a post about it, and she said, people, she said she was talking to single women and just people in general, but she said you look at these relationships and you question those of us that don't post our spouse, don't post our mates. It's not because we're hiding them or they're hiding us. It's for a level of protection. And I said, lady, I do not blame you, because you can't put nothing on social media without somebody making assumptions, passing their opinions, projecting onto you, and just assuming. And she said, you don't see marriages, authentic marriages, because we keep them protected. We're not hiding our households. We're keeping the devil out of it. I totally agree with her on that. I don't think it's a bad thing when people get married and live a low key life. I don't. I do not. Now, once upon a time, probably in my 20s, I probably would have thought, I wasn't on social media. I wasn't on Facebook like that in my 20s. But I'm just saying, if I was in the social media then, like I am now, I probably would have had the mindset to think, if I was in a relationship or married, oh, he's hiding me, oh, he's doing something sneaky, or he think he's slick. No, people got sense. And the people that got sense, they stay all to themselves. They try to leave people alone. It's not that they're perfect, but they just try to withhold from stuff like that. Yep. But I sure do wish people would stop calling women home wreckers, because whether that woman knew a man was married, in a relationship, involved with somebody, that man knew first. They don't hold men accountable, but they want us to respect them, look up to them, submit to them. Everybody ain't submitting to that. Everybody is not submitting to that. And then I have yet to hear pastors start preaching about sister wives, open relationships, open marriages. So many of them do it. Where them sermons at? No, you cannot. And I think people also should learn how to allow people to be who they are to themselves and then make a choice. Mm-mm. Okay, Jason, where is it in the Bible? Jason, what's in the Bible? The open marriages? Where is it in the Bible? I'm not certain. I would, I'm going to agree to disagree respectfully. A sister said I think her name is Step. She said it works for some people, but what I've seen is broken up marriages when you bring in others. Well, this is my take. Joseph had plenty of women. Now I know you know the story of Joseph to sit here and be using that scripture. Child, sit down. Anyway, let me Jason, I ain't even about to go back and forth with you when you put Joseph in there. Let me say something about the open marriages. People think it works, but y'all, that is the ultimate way that a person could tell you they don't want you. If you got to open your marriage up for somebody else to come in and satisfy your mate or satisfy you and your mate, then that is the direct way of a person saying, you don't satisfy me, I don't want you, I don't like you, you don't do it for me. But more than likely, they stay with that person in a marriage because of something tangible or because of opinions of others. But the open marriages say, I don't want you. You ain't what I want. I rather a man just tell me, I don't like you. I'm not really into chubby girls. You got too much stomach for me. I don't like dark skinned girls. See, I respect a man who say that. I ain't got no problems with it. Okay, cool. But don't think you about to sit here because you think because I'm single, I ain't had no man in a while, I ain't had some dick in a few years, that because I'm chubby and single and not really celibate, but looking, that you about to strike an emotional fuck off of me. No, that's your mama you saw get screwed like that. That's your mama, that's your sisters, and probably your daughter. See, I think people don't recognize how their companions tell them, I don't want you, but I need what you do for me. I want what you do for me, but I don't want you. I'm gonna sleep with this person. We can sleep with them together. I like what they do. I also think, ladies, when it comes to being equally yoked is not just believing in God. Because, see, people believe in many gods, and it's levers to belief and relationship with the Lord. But let me tell you something else. If you are not sexually compatible and equally yoked with your mate, you're going to have trouble in your household anyway. You're going to have trouble in that household. If you marry a freak and you're not a freak and you're not willing to open up, I promise you, he going to have him some outside pussy. He going to have him some outside pussy. It ain't you, it's him. He might have married you for one thing, but he going to hump off on old girl for something else. But I think people they hype up these open marriages. Look at the embarrassment. Now, y'all, I'm gonna use this one couple for an example. I'm gonna keep it a band, and I really don't have a problem with either person. I like them in their own individual identity, but everybody always scrutinizing Low Ray and Jada for her and Will. We don't know what the hell Will has done in their marriage that has never been seen in the public eye. We don't know. And guess what else, though? Guess what else? He allowed his wife. He took his wife back when she was fooling up with that young man. So I'm gonna tell you right now. But look at their children. Their children sometimes some of us might not be all. Some of us kind of wonder if they're a little off or a little different. You feel me? So I just sit here and look at stuff and I say to myself, people are always calling Jada a narcissist. What in the hell gives her narcissistic vibes? We don't know what Will do. We don't know what he has done. We don't know what they have done together. First of all, we don't know them people. You feel me? We just going on social media like everybody else. But we don't know them. But we don't know what that man has done to her. We don't know if he cheated. Let me tell you something. I think some of the hardest relationships to have are long distance relationships. Celebrities, people that are truly, the real rich and famous people, y'all, they are not just sitting up like us sometimes. We be chilling on the internet, but these people out making businesses. They got dynasties. They got palaces. They got true legacies. Some of them was born into it. Some of them tapped into it. They move around a lot. A lot of celebrities live in separate households, not because they want to, but it requires that for the money. And so that's hard. So I think a lot of people on that side, I'm talking about the celebrity side, and I think they have, come to, well, why don't we, do this? Be it right or wrong. And I'm not saying it's right. I'm not saying it's wrong for them. It ain't right for me. It ain't for me, honey. Because I like my bird beside me every night. If I could have my man laying beside me every night, it ain't right for me. But I'm just saying, they don't feel like it's wrong for them because that's what they do to keep their marriage. A woman will allow her man to sleep with other women. First of all, women allowing their men to sleep with other men and come back home. So, I'm just saying, I see people all the time, always, down in Jada, making, and I'm gonna tell you something. I don't think I spoke on this, but when Jill, not Jill, Lord, what's his name? When Will had slapped um Chris, everybody said, yeah, he took a punk move. Yeah, he was wrong for that. But y'all, let me tell you something now. We as women, we know how we like to do our hair. Our hair, shapes our face. It helps form and enhance our beauty. So to lose it, and Jada has always had beautiful hair, short hair, long hair. She's always has had really nice hair. We don't know what that did to her self-esteem. And as a husband, I just think he wanted to show not only Chris, but his wife and the world. Nobody will never disrespect my wife or come at her because of this, private matter that she's dealing with. Because she's had some health, minor health complications. But I'm not saying, I'm not promoting violence. I'm not co-signing on it. I'm not saying that, people should be going laying hands on people. But what I am saying, he stood up for his wife. Period, point blank. He stood up for his wife. That's what husbands do. Just like that man that helped cut them women, that jumped on them 5 women that can jump his wife. And everybody was giving that man slack. Honey, my brothers will fight girls for me. It can be one girl. We can be arguing. And I got 4 brothers that they don't have no respect and no regard to a woman. If you come in our face, the females, if you come in our face, they're gonna slap the shit out you. So some men are just cut different. Everybody giving that man hell, and them 5 women tried to jump his wife. You doggone right he was supposed to help her. Period, point blank. You doggone right he was supposed to. The only flip side to that I would say is this right here. When wives go out and start trouble. When wives go out and start trouble and their husbands don't check them for starting trouble. Because people do not care about ketchup in your mouth, giving you the ketchup mouth for free. So you can't be out here, don't be a messy wife. And somebody said, well, it don't matter if she went out and started the trouble. Well, if she went and started trouble with 5 women, then possibly she should have took that ass whooping. Because her mouth, she wrote that check. Oh yeah, I totally agree with that too. Still, yeah, it takes a lot to do relationships, but the thing of the matter is, I think people do relationship with the wrong people, the wrong person. What's bad? What's bad? She said, now this is bad. What's bad? Elaborate on that so I can respond to it. In case it's something you saying I said is bad, tell me. Let me go and read some of y'all comments. Okay, let's hold on. Oh my God. A love child is a planned baby. Oh my God. Girl, it is. See, and that's something else I'm just baffled about. Men be planning to have children with someone else, knowing they committed to another person. Who in the hell does that? What's wrong with people? She said, not really. That is the stupidest thing ever. A love child is a planned baby. No child didn't know that. Lord. Let me look up what Google says a love child is. 'Cause I meant to look this up before. I think that is one of the stupid things I do. When you in a relationship, marriage, I don't give a damn. You plan to just have. And first of all, let me come back to this. Let me tell you something. Hold on, let me come read these comments. Mm. Any child should be a love child. Hold on, let me go to Google, y'all, because it's so many different hold on. What's a love child? Love child definition. I typed the wrong thing. Hold on. Okay, according to Google, it says a child born to parents who are not married to each other. Also, a child out of wedlock. August 5th, 2005. The meaning of love child is a child whose parents were not married when the child was conceived. Hold on. Especially the child of an affair. Oh, okay. So kind of like how I was conceived. So this, okay, often used figuratively. Okay, I get it now. Okay, y'all. So listen. Some people may use the term love child. It lets you know that a person was in a relationship with somebody else and having an affair. So a love child was conceived during an affair. Okay, it's an outside child. I know people don't like that term, but that shit is real. It's an outside child. And I'm an outside child, so don't think I'm taking shots at that. It's an outside child. I thought a love child when he said it. I was like, well, dad, how a man have more love for one child? Because it doesn't mean he loved that woman more, something like that. Yep, it's an outside child. I ain't trying to be funny. I don't mean no harm. Ain't nothing particularly special about the mama or nothing like that. Damn it, it's an outside child. But look, let me tell you something else the man was saying too. Because women are on this mess right here. These type of women. Y'all, I'm gonna put that link in the comment section when we finish. But you know what else he was saying? He was saying how, let me see if I can play it. Dad. Um, Dang. I don't have it on this phone right here. But he was saying how when a woman is sleeping with another man and she's married to a man or in a relationship with a man and gets pregnant by her side dude, her boyfriend number 2 or husband number 2, that love child is in the home. Now y'all, I hope none of y'all ain't in here tonight, because I'm gonna tell you something. I'm gonna be honest. Those kind of situations are very overwhelming. People that have to go through that, I'm not gonna say my heart go out to them, but I'm just like, I don't know if it's strength, I don't know if it's weakness, I don't know what it is to stay with somebody and that person, you raising another man's or another woman's child. That's a lot. You in a relationship, you married to somebody, and they conceive a child with somebody else, and then here you are thinking you mama or daddy, and it's the outside person. Women, it's a lot of women then got men like that. I personally think and believe that it needs to be a law. It needs to be federally mandated. Hospitals are owned by the government. I believe that they should do paternity tests when a child is conceived, mama and daddy. Because I'm telling you, y'all, that stuff right, it just gets a little bit too messy for me, honey. Can you imagine? We talk about women, we talk about men making children outside. See, that child is outside. That child living in the other woman's house, unless he got to take that child in. Can you imagine a man and a woman being together and living in the same household and a child is not his? Girl, Mm-mm. Uh-uh. Oh yeah, that house that prays together. Yeah, exactly. When Sanana Lathan played in that. Yeah, can you imagine that? Honey. That's I don't know what to say if the woman or the man is the bigger person. I don't know. I just know it ain't me. I know I don't have it. Whatever it is they got, I know I ain't got it. I don't have it. It's not. It's nowhere in me. Mm-mm. But can you imagine a man having to deal with that shit? Imagine a man being, he thinking that a child is his or children. Y'all seen that judge? And that's what I'm really thinking about as I say this. This man is a judge. He's older. I think he's in his late 60s. And he married the love of his life at that time when they were very young. They had 3 boys. One of the boys ended up having a real bad medical procedure when he was like 34, he said. And they needed to give him some blood. So everybody was trying to see who was a match. And the doctor told him it was something about the blood types. So he found out that none of his boys were his children. Now these men were in their 30s. I think women like that are just downright trifling as hell. I think they slack. I think they trifling. I can't even think of no other word. Cause I mean that y'all, his story went viral. Viral, viral. And there was so many men in that comment section. I'm talking about like that man had like over 100 something thousand comments from men of all different races, ages, nationalities, and they all were supporting him because he was crying. He was devastated. The man was in his late 60s. Son fighting for his life. Wasn't his damn son. Nope. Trifling. I think women like that are trifling. Again, I don't understand how women, and that's just my opinion. That's just my opinion. So if you ever did it, you know, or if you doing it, I'm gonna tell you, tighten up on this, because I think that's a little slack too. How women let more than one man nut in them? I hope you two don't block that. Let me rephrase that. How does a woman sleep with two men raw and both of them ejaculating in you? That is diabolical nasty to me. Trifling as hell. Y'all, let me tell y'all some real tea for real though. Let me tell y'all some real tea from this from my hometown. I ain't even gonna lie. I found out, so somebody I knew had twins, and she had twins in her latter years. She got pregnant during perimenopause. You know, and this person, she had, she beautiful. She's one of those highly attractive women. Red bone. She got some very unique looking eyes. But girl, let me tell you, one of her twins was another man's child. You get what I'm saying? Like I forgot how, like the thing that it split. She had two babies. She had a set of twins, fraternal twins, but they had two different daddies. And this person right here is like bougie, sedity, you know, um, they, consider her of the elite. When that shit came out, I said she's a basic hoe like anybody else. And I think God had allowed that to happen to reveal who she was, because the other daddy was like a broke man. But the one of the twins daddy was like, he rich, he very established. But the other child daddy, she was even, but some people may call him a bum, but a basic man. And we was like, girl, you was doing that? But he ain't no bad looking man. The one that don't have no money like that. But he don't keep no job. And we was like, dang, it's one thing to screw him, but you was screwing him raw? You was letting him come in you? Girl, oh my God. Why would you ever? Huh. Yes. But she had a red one of those. I think those are like rare situations, but her twins were from two different men. Child, the way people clown her behind, child, she still ain't on social media to this day, child. Basic hoe. Basic hoe. And I'm not saying that women are less than men. I'm just saying women, we do our stuff too. You feel me? We do our stuff too. And that's just that. But I mean, one thing about a man having an outside child, you know, especially if you try to work the relationship, and this is just my opinion about this, so y'all can definitely, if y'all want to kind of refute or rebuttal a little bit, I don't mind on anything that I say. But on this part, with a man having a child that's on the outside, that will give the woman time to adapt to the fact that he has another child that will be coming to the house, if the child won't even be taken in. You feel me? Because if a woman gets pregnant from another man, the child in the house. You gotta see that motherfucker every day, every night. You paying bills for somebody else's child. I'm not doing that. I swear for God, I'm not doing that. Oh God, I ain't doing that. So you gotta think about that. When the men have them children on the outside, for those that do them situations, Them men, you at least the one, and because some women they want their man for whatever reason, whether it be husband, boyfriend, baby daddy, whatever. You feel me? They gonna keep some women gonna keep their man. That's that, and they keep distance between that child and them. Y'all, let me ask y'all this right here, because I don't know a whole lot about her. I tried to watch the show a little bit, but I can't really get into them love and hip hop shows. But the lady Rashida, now that man, Mr. Kirk, he stayed being accused of cheating. You said, why is everyone so competitive and not present? Elaborate on that when you say that, love bug. What does that mean, Ladybug? Yeah, I can't get with that show, y'all. And I'm like, Dad, he's always accused of sleeping with another woman, having another child. He is not that attractive. He is not that. I can't. Beauty is in the eye of the beholder. You feel me? And ain't nothing wrong with that. But I'm looking at Rashida like, ma'am, you know. And one thing about women, most of the time, y'all, most of the time for women, we age backwards. And there's so much out here that we can do to enhance our beauty. Sometimes men, they grow into ugliness more. You feel me? He's older than her. Oh, older and cheating. Oh my God. I can never. Mm-mm. Okay, hold on. Step said, like the younger ones are always seeking attention to not care of quality time. This is my stance on younger women, whether she's dating an older man or a guy her age. I just feel like with the course of life, you know, God said there's nothing new under the sun. So everything that's going on now, it's already happened. It's already occurred. It was already done for centuries. So in this season of life, we live under different times. I think younger women are a little more hip to the game, and they play the game, and they play the game up front to win. And I think a lot of younger women, to be honest, I don't think they're marrying or getting in relationships for love. I think straight off the dick they get in relationships for stability. So that's where the competition comes in, because it's not about the love, it's about the stability, and what a person or what that man provides. So I think younger women, okay, for an example, let me tell you a conversation me and one of my friend girls had. We had a conversation about weight and about age. So I hung out with her and her guy friend and one of his guy friends. And we had some other people over, and he was saying women our age think that we're better and we need to be more humble and submissive because we've gotten older, we've gained weight and stuff like that. And I said, honey, you act like that same younger woman that you are with or pursuing. You think she's not going to possibly get where we are if she doesn't? Number one, if she's a woman that's in the gym, if a woman is in the gym and that's her lifestyle, then she wants a mate or companion that's in the gym. She looks good, she wants her mate to look good. But if a woman that's in the gym for body goals only, she uses her body to get what she wants or highly needs or highly wants. So I told him, I said, and then she will use all type of sources of, cosmetic procedures to maintain and upkeep a good looking body, because a man like yourself, y'all are so plentiful. You think that way. She looks good because you think she takes care of herself. No, she's keeping her body up because that's her meal ticket for her in life. And that's the first sign of a broke hole. Women that are women that are genuinely and authentically fit and don't play about their weight, don't play about their health. They eat a certain type of way. They have a regimen. That's likely been their lifestyle, or something has, pivoted them into that. But these women all across, the internet, in the gym, you know, that's advertisement, and that's for views that they're getting paid off of and getting offers off of. Men don't recognize that. So this was his response to me. So this, let me tell you what he said to me. He said, "Well, Mika, I'm saying, like you, for an example, you're a middle-aged woman." He said, "You still look attractive. You still got some attraction to you." He said, "You could stand and lose a little weight, and a man may want." He said, "A man like myself would want to get with you." And I said, "Oh, well, what makes you think a man like you could get a woman like me? Because I don't find you attractive physically." And my friend Rachel that was with me, she dropped her head. She said, "Oh God," and she started nudging, old boy, like, "All right," because my friends know I got a mouth, and so he said, "Well, I'm just saying, I get plenty of women. I get plenty of women." I said, "You get plenty of women, but you got not one wife. Nobody will commit to your ass." I said, "She'll fuck you because she can get money from you. You're an easy target." I said, "You're easily accessible. There's nothing structured about you. There's nothing disciplined about you. You're no different than the 25-year-old that she's ignoring because he's not established, but you are. So she's entertaining you for what you got because you're not what she wants." I said, "A woman like me, I'm looking at you, look at her, and I'm letting you go after her because she going to eat your ass up way more than I ever would." And my friend girl, she started laughing, and she walked in the kitchen, and the guy that was with her walked in the kitchen, and then the dude was just standing there, kind of quiet. I said, "So I said, I know I'm fluffy, I know I'm chubby, but I like me just the way I am." I said, "And I still can get dick. See," I said, "See how you want to fuck me?" I said, "If I gave you some ass tonight, you would take it." I said, "You probably gonna eat my oochie cooch real good. You probably gonna lick ass." I said, "Cause y'all men have gotten slack over the years. First y'all said y'all don't eat coochie. Now y'all done went from eating coochie to eating straight up ass. Just to get a woman that you cannot normally pull." The other man came in the room and said, "Let's change this topic, y'all. Let's just, he took his hand. He said, let's just change this topic. I think we should change the topic." I said, "Okay, cool." Hmm. So I think younger women are just, they hip to the game. And we need to be honest with ourselves, women. Some of our mothers have been through some things, and women have been through some things. Every woman is not going to sit back and repeat the same cycle that her mother and foremothers went through. Hell no. Hell no. If you cheat, bitch, I can't, bitch, I'm going to too. Okay, good. You got somebody else? Cool. Me too. Okay, you a narcissist? Good. Me as well. I'm a match your energy. So I don't knock younger women for that. It ain't for me to knock. It's for a man to knock. But if a man is about himself, he'll have strategy. And see, for me personally, men that's in my age bracket, they too gullible for pussy. Uh-uh. These older men is not that. It's not all of them are not where we think they are mentally. They too undisciplined. They too desensitized to me. And see, these younger girls, they just up front, they know they look good. Why you think you see so many posts from younger women and some middle-aged women about the looks, about attraction, about body, and about a rich man, about a man with money? Why you think you see so much of that? Because she knows what he wants. Now think about us, y'all. Let's just keep it a band. Now, for me personally, I was a single mother. Now, my daughter didn't grow up rough and hard how I did, but I got it out the mud. She watched me get it out the mud. Her dad took the absentee role, and I took two fingers. I allowed it. So I had to work a little more. So my health was not my number one priority. It was my daughter going to work, making sure money came in to pay rent on time. I've never liked car payments, so every vehicle I had, I hustle up the money, saved it up to pay half, or give it to my parents to hold half until I have the other half to go buy the vehicle. Something like that. So I like to pay my bills in advance, pay on 3 months up, so I wouldn't be in stress mode. So I wasn't always working out because I would be tired. It was years that I worked 3 jobs and I was going to school. So I was not thinking about, going to the gym or getting on a treadmill. That wasn't my top priority. I wanted to make sure that we had not only money to pay the bills and not just a savings, not just an emergency savings, but a just in case fund. So I gained weight. You feel what I'm saying? So as I got chunkier, I noticed how men just, I could just tell men thought, oh, she chunky, don't nobody want her, she needs some dick. And I did. But I won't get it from men that think like that. I'm gonna tell you quick, go screw your mama. You watch your mama get fucked over like that. Go fuck your mama. I said, I ain't got no problem telling them that. I'm gonna say it to your face. See, I love when somebody try me because I'm gonna give it right back to them. I like to be silk the shocker to their ass. I don't give a rat's ass about respect. Because if you don't respect me, I'm not gonna respect you. But I'm gonna make you comfortable. I'm gonna make a person, male or female, I'm gonna make you comfortable feeling that you can disrespect me. Gaining weight is a part of life. So those of us that were single parents and really had to get it out the mud, and we kind of lost ourselves, the shape of ourselves, or we wasn't really into taking care of our body, it was because we was working like a dog. Shit, that should be honored. That should be honored. That should be honored. Who the hell gonna work 3 jobs and want to go to the gym? So I bought a treadmill at that time, put it in my room. But sometimes I would be too tired. So that's one set of women, one set of single women with children. Now let's talk about the woman that has support. And I had support, but I was a funny parent. I was a funny mama. I had ways about myself. I told y'all, because of my traumas, I was a little anal with my daughter, with my family, and I ain't had a whole lot of, friends around. My one best friend, she got married. So, and then I moved. So I was a little, I guess a little isolated. Now that I look at it, I guess a little isolated. So let's look at the women that have children that have support and they can co-parent. Let's say in a healthy manner. Those women and they have a support group that they're comfortable with. Those women have the option if they want to obtain or maintain a healthy body, mind, and spirit. You feel what I'm saying? So they may be a little bit more fitter or healthier physically. Excuse me, because of the support. Because it's hard as hell raising kids. That's why I only got one. I told him then, I'm never having another child. You will never see me pregnant twice. So women that have support and they can maintain their bodies, it's great. Because they have support. But for those women, whether they're single parents or wives, you know how many wives are, it's like a single parent household because the husband is work, 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 work. And the mom has to kind of somewhat play both roles because dad is working. So it ain't always, it ain't always as we seen. And people trip me out thinking they know life. Shit, you know life for yourself. You don't know life for the next person. You don't know what somebody done been through or what somebody had to get through. So women now, they have children, they getting, what's that? They getting these little weight suppressants. They on what's that thing? GLMO, GLP. They on these Zepatides, Ozempic. They doing so many things to maintain the body. But when you are a mom and you trying to maintain life for your child and you, most of the time, and then, just to be honest, y'all, most of the time we just don't think about that. It's not because we don't want it. It's because we got to put so much before us. So that's my little stance on that right there. And women that have multiple children from multiple men, it's a lot. I can only imagine, and it'll only be an imagination, because I'm not doing it. Because that's a lot to deal with. You got 4 kids, and only one child daddy provides, take care. You got 3 more that you're responsible for. So I think women have people grew up just like us. We looked at certain things in our parents' life and we said, I'll never do this, I'll never do that. And I think that's what a lot of younger women say to themselves, and not only say, they mean that shit. They know a man wants some ass, and they know a man want a pretty woman. So they glam themselves up. They cover up their flaws. They have insecurities. That's why women so freaky. They behind doors, dropping like it's hot, doing all kind of things, freaking him out just to keep him. When some of us were raised on, you know, making sure a man knew about you being loving, loyal, trustworthy, respectful, and a true soulmate, a true helpmate. Women nowadays, they ain't taught that. They're not taught that. Look good, he gonna take care of you. Get a man who gonna take care of you. I think that's where they kind of miss it a lot. And they don't give a damn about cheating, because they cheating too. They getting somebody they don't want, but he'll take care of her because she looks good. She's trophy. She know he gonna, piss off and fuck off here and there. She cool with that. So she have her a side dude or a side woman. You know how many women are coming out? It's coming out that more women have bisexual tendencies, if not full-blown lesbians, but they're wives. So I just think the younger women now, they ain't playing that. And they know these men tactics, looking for women with daddy issues that come from broken homes. So they're like, okay, well, yeah, you want to capitalize on me, I'm gonna capitalize off of you as well. Tomato, tomato. It is what it is. It is what it is. And I don't think nobody should be mad. Now, this is my thing when it comes to age gaps. I can do about a 10 to 15-year age gap depending on the person's age. Let's say somebody 25 meet somebody that's in their 40s up to like 45. I'm okay with that if he meets her when she's 25, because she has a little sense of what she wants, and if she's a woman that's doing something for herself, it's already been started, if not established. She could have been in college, going through college, if she's a model kind of person, but she could be what I'm saying, she could be gainfully employed. Anything less than 25, y'all, is damn near a struggle. These men that's dating these younger girls that and you can easily tell they don't come from anything, and they don't have anything. And people don't like to be honest about that. But see, that's what I have an issue with. That's why I say that perverse. It's just it's a perversion spirit. You getting somebody 20 something years older than you, I mean younger than you, because you want to control her. You want to get her when she don't have anything, and you got it, because you want to make her codependent on you. See, a man can't make a grown woman codependent on him, because even if she ain't got it, she's still working to get it. Yep. And I don't think when it comes to, like you said, the mindset is not there. There's nothing that they have compatible. Y'all, I swear to y'all, my right hand to God. I was in the mall just yesterday. I went to go get some oil. Me and my friend girl. I put on one of my little t-shirts and I put on some leggings and my little FBI hat, because my head, look, I'm my head's completely busted back here. and this guy was working in the mall at the shoe store, the cleaning store. So he was trying to get me to buy some shoes. I said, "Oh, I don't wear tennis shoes, baby." And I said, "My son clean his own tennis shoes." I said, "He grown. My children grown." And then he said, "What about your man?" And I was trying to walk, and he came and he kind of grabbed my hand. I said, "Baby, I'm single. I don't do that." He said, "You single?" "I'm single." I said, "Okay." And so he said, "Well, just stop, talk to me for a second." I said, "What is it, love bug?" He said, "I'm single." I said, "Honey, I'm close to 50. You look like you the same age as my children." He said, "Well, how old are your children?" I said, "My children are 25, both of them." He said, "You got two?" I said, "Yes, I do." Then he said, "Well, I'm 26, so I'm older than them." What the hell I want with somebody 25, 26, and I'm 45? I need a grown man that can handle me. A 25-year-old can't do nothing for me. I don't care what he got. He could already have 5 times the money as me. He could be a millionaire, multi-millionaire. His age, it just don't do nothing for me. It's too close to my daughter's age, number one. What the hell I'm going to do with somebody 25 and 45? What the hell I'm gonna do with your ass? You ain't finna come in here with all that damn loud music. You not gonna eat in my bed. You not gonna wear no shoes. Track up this damn floor for me to have to mop every day. For you had to walk your ass up them steps. Me got to vacuum them steps. I'm not doing that shit. 25? Hell no. And you ain't finna get on me and hump me like you some damn freight train. Hell no. A 25-year-old don't even know how to please a woman. He's still in his rabbit mode. Now, what the hell I want with that? I mean, that might work good on my horniest night. You know what I'm saying? When I'm in that mood for that. No, he don't know how to make love. What the hell I'm gonna do with that? 25? I don't know what his rhythm like. I had to train him up. Hell no, I'm not doing that. I'm not doing that shit. Now, for me, that is it's not attractive to me. I don't want a damn 25-year-old. I want a grown ass man. I want somebody here that snore like I snore. I want somebody ass to get sleepy the same time I get sleepy. I want to be able to feed his ass good and he can go to sleep. We can get it in a little bit. We going to sleep. These 25-year-olds, you got to feed them too much. Damn grocery bill high. They want to have company all the time. I don't have no company. That wouldn't work for me. That would not work for me. No. No, no, no. No, no, no. Then what if he ain't got no car? You feel me? No. PlayStation. Girl, no. Absolutely not. No, no, no. My TV don't come on to Chloe behind here. That's it. Now that's for me. But see, with men, and then a 25-year gonna want to go out. Going out to me is going to get me something to eat. I'm bringing my big ass back home. I'm in my pajamas, and that's it. And the life that I have now, I got a life of trolls. Shit, I got to be selective where I go, when I go. Cause the trolls trying to get me. I'm just keeping it a band for me. So I'm not finna be going out to no concert every time a concert come out. I ain't going to nobody's club. Going to a sports bar may be okay here and there. But after I eat, I'm ready to go home and lay down. I want to travel, see certain parts of the world. Don't post it. Bring my ass back home in peace. Me and 25-year-old are not compatible. A 25-year-old is just like my daughter and them. They taking trips every other month, every other damn week. They going. They doing things. I don't want to go like that. I'm not going to do it like that. And it's not fair for me to stop that person's shine. I know we're not compatible. I mean, some of them talk a mature game, but I've not met one that I feel like I could just chance with. And then, like I said, for me, that's just too close. That's too close to Nosha age. No. No, no, no. Now, I look at him. I look at that little man on Instagram with that long tongue. Now, I be looking at them 20. I be looking at them young boys on Instagram. Them men look good. He might be in his 30s, though. The man I'm talking about. But I ain't nobody coming home with me. I'm not gonna be a sugar mama to nobody but my damn children and my grandchildren. That's it. Mm-mm. I'm cooking when I want to cook. If I don't want to, I'm not going to. I'm not gonna be obligated to take care of somebody's stink ass son that's young. I'm not doing that. Mm-mm. Hey, I'm used to men cooking, feeding me. I'm not doing that. Nope. But see, a man, this is where women get mad. A man will look at a 25-year-old as a prize because he looks at her as he can mold her, he can shape her, he can develop her into what he wants her to be. That's how men think. Most men are controlling. And it works until they meet a woman that's structured, disciplined, and she's just as controlling. A woman that's controlling is very disciplined, and you're not gonna be able to twist her in and every kind of way. Chicken nuggets. Oh my God. 2 o'clock in the morning, child. Bye. No. But see, men, they'll take that chance. They'll take that risk. And there's women out here taking that chance and that risk now. And you know, with some men, some relationships, they're working. The woman wants security, or the woman needs security, and the man wants somebody, you know, he wants somebody that will be his trophy girlfriend, trophy wife, or even trophy baby mama. But somebody that makes him look good, that compliments him, to stroke his ego. I ain't mad at a man for doing that. Mm-mm. Yeah, no. Mm-mm. So I think that's how it plays. And I think I'm gonna tell you something. Just like the same with these younger girls, they're up on game more. Don't think these young boys ain't. These young men ain't playing either. They looking for sugar mamas. They looking for women, single women, especially single mothers that children are grown. They're looking for single women. Go on, give them some good vitamin D that we ain't had in a long time. Put us to sleep. Y'all, I ain't talked about this person in a long time, but I'm gonna say it. I think that's what Praylon thought he could be to me. That's what I truly think. You know, Praylon thought I was like sugar mama material. Honey. And I think it's good for a woman to spoil her man too, or the person that she deals with. However, the title type typically flows. But we all got to have boundaries. You know, we all got to have boundaries. When people start asking for you to do a lot for them, too much, their necessities, it's a problem. That's a problem for me. Hell no. Nope, nope, nope. I didn't work 3 jobs for a long time, a long season of my life. No, no. I ain't finna be no sugar mama. I'm not finna be somebody feeding your ass all the time. And I love cooking. And I like cooking for, if I had a man in my life. Um, at the same time, that stuff comes with balance. I don't blame you. Sit a Gabrielle say a man asked me for $5. I just start responding. Hello. Mm-mm. Nope. Hard times are a part of life. Financial times, financial hardship, it's a part of life. You got to get somebody who will persevere with you. People, it's too many takers out here, honey. And the young people are getting the older people. So it's not just so much as the older people getting the younger people, because hell, these younger people winning. I'm just gonna be honest. They are winning, honey. I ain't got it for them. I got children and grandchildren. I ain't got it for them, honey. Nope. Yep, they will take it. You right. Yep, they will take it. People will take your life savings and leave you broke, busted, and disgusted. But see, some people are trained that way. Yeah, it's a lot of scammers out here. Shit. The men and women scamming. It's a lot of scammers out here, boy. Mm-mm. Let me tell you something. When people start talking about their problems, let's say you don't have no problems at that season in your life. Be grateful. So when people start talking about their problems and they having issues, you should talk about your responsibility. Like, oh my God, I got to pay this mortgage. Oh my God, rent is coming up again. Oh my God, I got to renew this lease. Oh my God, my car payment, my car insurance. Hit their ass like that. Mm-mm. Hit them just like that. Mm-mm. Because people look at what you have and all they want to do is see how they can get it. Mm-mm. Nope. These relationships are, people looking for, it's almost like people getting relationships, ladies, for what's that thing called? Um, like an inheritance package. Mm-mm. No. No, no, no. Mm-mm. When people start talking about their if people start talking about their bills and problems and child, I know exactly what you're going through, child. I just had to renew this bill right here. I just had to renew this. Talk about your responsibility. Child, I got to renew this license. I forgot this fee coming up. Oh my Lord. Mm-mm. Yep. I don't care if you are a young woman. I don't care if you are an older woman or if you are, older than me. If you still desire companionship, relationship, marriage, it's available for you. But what we have to do is get the person, we have to be with the man that's really on our level, y'all. I mean, that spiritual talk is good, but we can't be so heavenly minded and we're no earthly good. If you work, your man should work. If you're retired and he's retired, y'all need to have some consistency in hobbies, activities. But if you got an income, he needs to have one. Dick is not an income. I'm saying this bluntly. I don't care how old you are. I don't care what race you are. Dick is not an income. That's a tool for pleasure. That is a tool for pleasure. Now, let me tell you the kind of woman I am when I'm with a man, and I like him. I believe and I was taught that a man should not just give to you. A man should know who you are. You should be able to express your love language and languages. I like to pamper my man. I like to spoil mine. I'm gonna be honest. I like to do little simple things that'll make him think, oh man, I can't believe she remembered that. Listen to what a man says when he's talking about things that he like or things that he want. And then sometimes just surprise him with it here and there. Because see, when men get women that are takers, them takers don't give you shit. There is nothing wrong with giving to your man when he's your man. I'm talking about a line segment, you and him. So there's nothing wrong with that. But until you get to that stage, you gotta lightly do things. But you gotta make sure that when a man starts showing you that he's interested in you, do some small, simple things. You ain't gotta do it so big, not yet. And even when you get to that big phase and big stage, still write him a little note. put it on his car or whatever kind of work he do, on his work clothes, to where he'll see it. Put it on his seat. Spray your perfume on it. So when he smell it, he can, when he pick it up, he can smell you. That's gonna stick with him. Yep. Get you a man that understand life or willing to discover the understanding of life. If a man give you some dick and he start talking about his bills, he start talking about his responsibilities or his problems, that man is trying to screw you to pay him. And let me tell you what you should do. All you need to do is get you some dick from him one more good time and cut his ass loose. That's it. Don't get caught up in this system of helping people like that. Because they're going to always have problems. They're going to always have issues. And the way life is going now, y'all, people will be in a relationship with you and getting money from you and spending it on somebody else. Hell no, I got a problem with that. Nope, I got a big problem with that. Yep. But if you happen to, and just pay attention. Single mothers, let me tell you something. Women in general are targeted. But single mothers, we definitely have a target on our back. And men look for women with children that the fathers are not around and that the fathers, they don't get along with them. They look at you as a target for easy sex and an easy come up. Pay attention to that. If a man can spend the night with you, your ass should be able to spend the night with him. Mm-mm. No, just y'all, you got to watch these little strategies, honey. Because people in general are slick. And believe it or not, it's a lot of women that help men and coach men to manipulate, deceive, and take from women. There are a lot of women that help these men. You're behind to be surprised. Yep. Be careful about a man driving your car if he don't have one. Hell no. You might do it one time, but if he always got to have your car, look, baby, I'm going to call you an Uber. You got your money? That driving your car? Nope. No, ma'am. I'm just saying, just be mindful. Pay attention with that. Dropping you off at work? Hell no. Why you dropping me off at work? I can drop you off. The woman need to stay with the car always, because that's a part of your security and your protection. Nope. And I can't remember who had put this in the chat just now, but she said, I train my daughters. Tell your daughters these kind of things. Educate them. Don't try to beat them in the head with it, but strategize to where you know they got it. There's so many tactics out here in this dating pool. Yep. And let me tell you something else, ladies. I like the reason I keep saying this openly, because I can't stand the women that sit up here and try to act like they're so perfect. Every woman gets hit with either heartbreak or disappointment. It's a part of life. All of it is a learning mechanism for us about us. If you keep finding yourself in a heartbroken situation, guess what? It is not the man or the men, it's you. If you're constantly being disappointed by men, your standards are too low for you. Your standards are too low for you. Everybody has their compromising point, and that's your business. But when you start getting your heart broke, when you start being disappointed on a regular, you have to do something different. You have to do something differently. I'm telling you right now, it's good to have a man in your life when he wants to be there. Because I truly believe a man that wants to be there, no woman can take him away. Temptation is a part of life. Honey, you better hope and pray that that man ass is disciplined and spiritually able to discern. Because the temptation is out here. Honey, it's 30 women. 30 women to 100 women. 30 to 100 women to one man. Most of the men out here are going to experiment with women. They gonna sleep with them. They gonna play with them. They gonna sex them. They gonna freak them. They gonna date them. Some gonna have a child or children because they undisciplined. There are very few men that's going to turn away free pussy. And I don't know if y'all don't know this, but pussy ain't selling right now anyway. We not the hottest thing on the market. Pussy ain't selling no more. So you gotta keep that thing for the right person. Pussy ain't selling right now anyway. You got to get somebody that wants you. Cause if you don't, honey, you will mess up. You will find yourself in a mess. I know y'all laughing at that comment, but y'all know I ain't lying. Y'all know I am not lying. Pussy ain't selling, child. That ain't the hot commodity out here right now. It's too much out here. I swear for God, it's too much. And you got 30 to 100 women to one man. He got to go through 30 women, if not 100, only to discover who the real one is for him. Do you know how much a temptation that is? Do you know how hard that is? No, y'all, coochie ain't on sale right now. It's not on the market. The market is switched up on us. But that's so challenging for a man. Ain't nothing for us to do but wait. And I think when people hear that word wait, they think, oh, I'm sitting around doing nothing. No, you better go have you a life. Go out and see this world. Work. Get your credentials. Work on your career. Build your friendship. Try to travel. Make good memories with family and friends. If you're not a traveler, make good memories with your children, your grandchildren. Yep. So I'm just saying, you know, be spiritually discerning because it is a lot out here. The temptation is just real. And men, I'm not going to say they have it worse than us. I'm not going to say that. But they do have it hard. Men do have it hard. They have it very hard. Unfortunately, I don't know why. I mean, I got a couple of theories. But the fact is, a lot of men are, they are choosing and they have chosen to take a harder route, a harsher route, a toxic route. What some people may even regard as a karmic route before settling down. Men die. More men die alone. The numbers are there. It is professionally documented. More men die alone. Women die single. More women die single. A man that's alone is because many people have walked away from him for multiple reasons. All the reasons are different. Women are, leaving this earth single because a lot of women are even choosing not to get in relationships because the men are so toxic. Toxicity has been amplified. People glorify toxicity. Like, for real, for real. So a lot of women are just choosing peaceful routes of celibacy. A lot of women are very particular about who they marry because it's so many scams out here with marriage. But these women are dying at home with their loved ones. Their children still honor, love, and care for them. These men dying single in a nursing home, all alone, by themselves. That running around catches up with them in multiple ways, believe it or not. Because who's gonna be there with you in the end with the real long haul? Oh God, yes, Gabriel. Yes, them undercover gay men. Yeah, yeah, that down low stuff it's real out here. It's real. Yep, it's very real. Mm-hmm. Ladies, hit the like button for me if you will. I forgot to ask y'all to do that earlier. Yeah, there's a lot of men out here that are, unfortunately, I think a lot of men are gonna die alone. Mm-mm. Anybody got time for that ignorance tonight? If you have children, please manage your relationships with your children. We need our children. We can't afford to let people get their hands on our children and take our children away from us and think they're better mothers or people. Manage your relationships, balance out your relationships with your children for those that can and will. Because sometimes, um, I don't think being unmarried is a curse. Because think about the people that are married to someone and then their life became cursed. Think about that. People used to shun being single. It's more people more than willing to be single now because you at peace, got a peace of mind. You safe. People will marry you and know they ass hate you, don't like you, and paying someone to unalive you. These setups are real in these relationships, honey. That stuff is scary. It's just too scary for me. Yeah, marriage is a beautiful thing, I believe, with the right person. When we're not with the right person, I think something will always be there to remind us, to show us. And I think sometimes when, not just in marriage, when we're interacting with somebody and he's not the right one for us, something will keep nudging at you and little things will occur. Little things turn into big things. The big things come because we don't listen to the little. Yeah. I think marriage is a beautiful thing, just with the person that is right for us. And ladies, believe it or not, there's no such thing as an old maid. When it's time, it's gonna happen. Yep, when it's time, it will happen. Well, ladybugs, I about to say love bugs. Well, ladybugs, I'm gonna end it there. I was gonna do some videos. I'm not. I'm about to turn over and scroll back on Instagram some more. You ladies have a good night. I definitely enjoyed this chat. Okay, so y'all, we definitely have an understanding on a love child. A love child is a child that was conceived during an affair. So let's say two people got married. I didn't think about that. Let's say two people had a child. Because some people, oh yeah, I just thought about something. Some people could have an affair and there's a child was conceived, then they break up with one person and go back with that person that they had a child with. Yeah, so okay, people stage that kind of stuff as well too. Yeah, I definitely enjoyed this. I definitely enjoyed this chat too. Yeah, people have a love child. They can a child what they. So let's say, like, especially in these nasty behind open marriages, honey. A woman gets pregnant, not from her boyfriend. I mean, excuse me, not from her husband or the person that she's with. She got pregnant from an outside person she was having an affair with. That's her love child. Love child, it really could be a lustful child as well. Because the thing, I think the thing is the fact that two people were having an affair. The child was conceived on somebody, on another relationship's clock or watch, something like that. Yep, people do that mess all the goddamn time. Have these affairs with somebody and have children on the side. Then they say, "Oh, we broke up," and the person that they had the affair with, the child, they never, they never stopped messing with that person. They kept messing around. That's what that is. I forgot that senator's name. His wife made it on Oprah. It was back in the day, and I remember watching that show, and it is really, my heart really ached for her. I think he was either a senator or a governor. I think his first name might have been Ted. I don't remember. But anyway, his wife had got diagnosed with breast cancer. And her husband had was having an affair. The woman he was having an affair with got pregnant. She had the baby. She kept the baby. The wife died. On her deathbed, he promised her if he decides to marry, he would never marry her, the woman that he had a child with in their marriage. Yep. But that wife, she when she how she found out about the affair, she talked about that. But she said the reason she stayed in her marriage, she said, why should I give up 30 years for somebody else to come in and benefit off of what I have worked hard, helped him work and establish, prayed for? Why should I let another woman just come in and walk in and just take that? So that's another reason why, some women stay in relationships. They don't want another woman, especially a woman a man has been having an affair with, love child or not. I'm gonna start using that in the readings. A love child. Yeah, but she said, why should she walk away from her husband and give him and a mistress everything that they work hard to get? Yep. So when she said it that day, you could still hear the hurt and the pain in her voice. Yep. So yeah, ladies, I would tell anybody, and I'm speaking from the standpoint of me being an old man's baby. Not only was my dad old enough to be my granddad, but he was my biological father. He was married. He was married when he conceived me. And, you know, there were blessings and curses that came from my father's side that I knew that was because of, the conception and the birth of me. If you do anything in life, you can try to avoid anything in life. I know people get into relationships and they start sneaking around and messing around, but for God's sake, please do your best to try not to ever have a baby from somebody else's husband, because that child is going to be tested in more ways than what you would ever know. The child is going to be born into adversity. And I'm speaking from a child's place, even as an adult. I have sets of siblings. Now, I will say this, because we all are fully grown. The blessing to my life now as an adult, um, siblings that I have that I didn't know about, when we found each other, I'm blessed to have some siblings in some very prominent places of life. And it's a blessing. That's a blessing. Um and it's a blessing to have nieces and nephews that are my age and even older than me. So it's blessings and curses, but I'm just telling you, you know, from a child that was born into adversity, because she was the love child. Look how I use that. She was the love child of her dad. Um, just be ready for that warfare, honey. Be ready for that warfare. So you might be humping somebody's husband right now. You might hump that bird, honey, but you should not never want a baby from him. Mm-mm. I wouldn't get that baby. I'm sorry. I'm not sorry. I would not. If you don't believe nothing else I say in life, don't have nobody's husband, baby. Mm-mm. Yep. Leave that for somebody else. Have enough respect for yourself. You know, have some morals. Have some damn dignity. Try your best not to create a love child from somebody's husband. Now that whole sneaky link world. Now this is where I come from as well. I come from one side of my family that believes that if two people are not married, like if two people are dating or something like that, then a man or a woman is still open territory because they still have the originality of their last name. So, I'm not giving anybody rights to cheating. I'm not co-signing on any of that because everybody grown. And first of all, keep that shit to yourself. If you are out here cheating. But honey, If you had to mess around and have a child, have it from somebody who's just not married. It's good. It's some single men out here, you know. Yeah, but sometimes people don't always, really care or have respect for relationships because they say, well, well, why he ain't marry her? Some y'all get what I'm saying. I don't know the right word to say it, but y'all get what I'm saying. Yeah, but I would just be, us children that were a love child, us love child children, we were born into adversity, and we had to endure adversity. Yeah, we had to endure it, honey. So don't create that type of trauma or that type of generational curse for your child to have to break, or you hope that they'll break. Try not to even create that mug. And I'm gonna tell you something else. If you are a wife in here, I'm not trying to be funny when I say this either, but if you are a wife in here and your husband has had an affair and he has a love child, oh, just trust me. Just trust me. God has his ways that he speaks through the love child. And I'm talking about it all might not be so good. Yep. Same thing for you if you're a woman and you married. You shouldn't want to create a love child in your marriage. Women doing it more and more nowadays. I don't know who does it. I don't know who do it the most, to be honest with you. All I know is it's being done a lot. But ladies, if you can, please guard yourself. If you happen to get entangled, involved with somebody's husband, don't have a baby with that man. Because I'm just telling you that hardship, or like I say, those generational curses, they are real. And, you just don't know how those things will play out. We don't know. We don't know these things. Um, like okay, Miss Thelma. Hey, Miss Thelma, let me answer that for Miss Thelma. This is just my personal belief on in that when a woman is taken advantage of, when she's raped by a man that's married and a child is conceived, I personally don't think that child. I personally don't think that God punishes the mother or the child, but I do honestly believe that there is still a bit of a dark seed that was transferred from the dad to the child, and that's something that would have to be worked out. So that child, and when I say by dark seed or dark spirit, I mean like this: like the dad violated the mom, impregnated the mom, it wasn't consensual. So that child may have that part of his or her dad's spirit. So I would, as a mother, I would pray against and renounce that type of spirit from my child. And I would keep my eye open for it. Does that make sense what I said, Miss Thelma? You understand what I'm saying? I don't think God, necessarily punishes, but you gotta understand we are spirits in human form. But that part of the dad is still in that child. So you gotta pray and hopefully try to structure the child not to be or become that version or portion of their dad. Yeah, okay, good. Yeah, you get what I'm saying? Because I'm telling you, that stuff, that warfare is real. Yep. Um, Dang, see, I don't want to end it now because I want to say something to, I think your name is Diana. I used to feel that way. I'm gonna tell y'all something very personal. I used to feel that way, Diana, as well, that I was being punished by God because I was my dad's love child, unbeknownst to me, because my life was very much so camouflaged, so that I didn't know two things. Number one, my dad's like there was a big age gap between my parents, and it was inappropriate. Um, so the P word can be used in that, like the perv word. So he didn't want me to see him in that light, in that manner. So my dad's age was camouflage for a certain time frame in my childhood, and it's because he was 30 years older than my mom. So that was one thing. Then the other thing that my parents did to try to cover up, how I was conceived. And there was something else that happened. I'll tell y'all, maybe not tonight, but I'll tell y'all. There was something else that happened in my life when I was born. But my parents did not want me to know that I was a love child. They didn't. You know how parents have them fairy tales and try to think that oh, why your dad was this and we met like this. It was like that type of thing. It was both parents. Both parents were lying. Period. Point blank. They were lies. So I didn't know for a while, and of course, like I said, I have sets of siblings and just family members. And then my parents were very strategic in how they kind of kept us from family without them being present, so that certain conversations could not be had. So when we were around certain family members, they intentionally said certain things. You get what I'm saying? So that's how it came out. And I used to feel like the reason that my dad's son from his first um wife, God bless the dad, the reason I felt like he did what he did to me, I felt like it was a curse that was passed down. I felt like God allowed that punishment to fall on me. And y'all, I'm not even gonna lie, that still makes me like a little bit emotionally vulnerable. Sometimes I still get teary eye. So yeah, that's how I felt for a long time in my life. And sometimes like just replaying it, I still feel that way. Like this happened to me because of y'all, because of what y'all did. This is why that happened to me. Because it was a very gross time of my life. I also hear the word atrocious. It was a very atrocious attack. It was horrible. It was horrible. But I truly felt like the Lord did allow that to happen to me specifically. Because not only, okay, so we know a love child is a child that was conceived in someone's marriage slash relationship. But my dad had a lot of love for me. And the family didn't like that he did favor me. So yeah, that's that. Yeah. So I would just say, Miss Diana, you're not by yourself. I know that feeling, and I just feel like, we have to just cover ourselves. And, sometimes I still ask the Lord, not only to remove things from me, but being a mother and a grandmother, I ask God to cleanse anything. Honey, from my mama's side and my daddy's side. I put everybody up in there. You know what I'm saying? I pray a particular type of prayer for them things, because that stuff is rough. That stuff can be rough. Mm, yeah. You know. Um, yeah, I know one thing, honey. Yeah, I just that stuff can be a bit much. It really can. I don't know any other way to say it, child. Well, you're in a safe space, love bug, ladybug. You're in a safe space. And there are those of us that are out here just like you. So, Diana, I've grown to accept that in some parts that God was not necessarily punishing me, but the punishment was for my parents, but a teacher to me. The punishment was definitely for my parents. Um, there were a lot of things that was hidden about my life. Maybe one day we'll go into some sessions of just, discussing stuff like that. Um, there were a lot of different things that was hidden about my life, and yeah. So I would just tell you, keep your head up. Keep your head up. We are not our parents. We're not perfect. I'm sure you have had your things in life or and whatnot, but you're not. We're not our parents. Mm. Well, Lady Buzz, if y'all will hit the like button again. I truly enjoyed this conversation tonight. I enjoyed this. I think there's a lot we can take from life, and I don't think there's no such thing as a perfect person, perfect relationship, situationship, or whatever. However, God wanted us to get here. Some people they come here, and we may think it's easier for them because we have a rougher road to walk. But I believe in those rough roads that there are some blessed times for us. So that's what I'll say. That's what I'll say to that. That's definitely what I'll say to that. In those rough roads, that I believe God still has some paved roads for us that are roads of peace. That's been like a personal prayer for me. Just to have peace in my life. And to be honest with you ladies, like when I wanted to, locate my family, find them and stuff like that, my family members, um, everybody wasn't welcome, wasn't welcoming to me. You feel they didn't, they didn't really like me. So I know how it feels to be shunned. Um, so if you're going through that, it's just a process because everybody has their own feelings and emotions. And a person did pass. Like I said, I got so much from my situation, child. That little life of mine. But people lose their parents, and then they'll look at you as if it was your fault, or if you being born was the causing of it. So just ask the Lord to cleanse you. That's about the best I can tell you to do. Ask the Lord to cleanse you. Yeah. Ask the Lord to cleanse you and cleanse your children and your grandchildren and your great grand. And again, even if you mess with somebody's husband, like you sleeping with them, I'm just gonna ask you, honey, don't have no babies from them, please. Just try not. Yeah, just try not to have them children out of wedlock, not just out of wedlock, but love childs. Yeah. Uh, that karma is real. That karma is real, and sometimes it's lengthy. And if it's multiple children, think about a person having multiple love childs. multiple love children. Just think about that. That is a lot. You don't know what you putting on them kids. Yeah. Well, peace and blessings, great day. We'll leave it there. We will definitely have this conversation again. Y'all ladybugs, have a good night.